Hey guys, welcome to another video. For today's video, we are going to be doing a budget PC build with a Intel Core i3-12100f. It's a 4-core A3 CPU, and with that, we'll be pairing it with a ASUS Prime B660 M-K D4. We'll go through the motherboard in a second. For the power supply, a 500 watt Gamdius AOLS power supply, and for the RAM, we're going to be going for a Clev Crass RGB memory kit, and then for the GPU, a GTX 1660. The CPU is new, purchase CPU for 500 Rand. You can pick them up at Loot for 2,000 Rand. I paid 500 Discovery Miles, ended up forking out 1,500 Rand for it, so I only paid 500. The motherboard, picked it up off a second-hand deal, paid 1,000 Rand for that. Same with the RAM. RAM also paid 1,000 Rand for that. Power supply, 300 Rand, second-hand market. And then a pallet 1660. It was from it's a mining card, ex-mining card. Basically the owner had had it for 8 months, practically pretty new. So for today's build, we are going to be building a budget system and then seeing how it performs. For an SSD, we're going to be running for the SSD, we'll be running a 1 terabyte SSD for the system. For our case, we've got a budget case from i3-12100f. I actually got it second hand. I bought a system and it was inside a system. You can buy them now at the moment for 699 Rand. Comes with a Perspex side panel, and this is going to be our budget case for today. In terms of fans, we've got 6 Coolmon, one of the new style fans. They are very budget fans that you can pick up at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see how those work and how the system turns out. So stay tuned as we build it and test it and see how it performs. For the cooler, we'll be using the stock Intel cooler. It's already got thermal paste applied. Let's have a look here. Make sure that all of these tabs are pulled out, which it should be since it's brand new and hasn't been used. For the memory, we got 2 8 gig sticks of 3200 megahertz DDR4, and these are CL18s as far as I can see. CL18s. You can get them from i3-12100f. I think they're about 1.4 something at the moment. You can find cheaper memory kits at places like Woodware. Okay, for the case, we're going to look at installing the power supply. It has got a rear fan. We're going to remove that fan and take case. They are on special at the moment at i3-12100f. It does come with a PVC side panel, a dust filter on top, magnetic dust filter on top. We're going to be installing fans on top, so we can install the fans in the front, and that's it. These are just budgets to try and keep the cost of the build down as much as possible. They don't look too bad. I think we're gonna have to see once RGB's all lit up. Very big fan hub compared to normal fans. And then obviously it's got the see-through piece on the outside. So let's install them and see how it goes. Okay, so the antique case doesn't have much airflow. For the airflow you'd be looking at, you've only got the vents on the sides and a little bit of mesh in the front. So we're pulling, if you see the hubs of the fan, we're pulling air into the fan as much as what it can from the front case. The top fans are working as intakes, so we're going to have intakes in the front, intakes on the top, and then the rear fan will be to exhaust. It's not an ideal setup, but it's probably the best type of configuration that you would get for this type of case. So it'll pull in as much as it can from the front, and then most of it will come in from the top and push up the side. So for the power supply, we are going to be using this Gamdius Helios i3-12100 watt. Not a big fan of this power supply. I wouldn't entirely recommend it due to it's only got 384 watts on the 12 volt rail. If you can go higher for the 12 volt rail, preferably, but this is for testing purposes, so we're going to test how it runs. So let's throw it in and see how it goes. Okay, before we get to that, let's just see if we can plug everything in. We also need to mount an SSD, so we're going to mount an SSD to it. This is our SSD, 1 terabyte SSD. We can quite simply mount it on the inside. It's actually, with the holes on the side here, it's actually meant to be mounted on the back. So I think we should probably just do that. It's nice to be able to see, but might just affect the colors, so let's mount it on the back. Okay, cool. And there we go. Graphics card in. We'll put power to graphics card now. Here's our power cable. See if we can find a nice place to feed it through. Maybe through here. Alright, let's secure the graphics card. So let's have a look at the cost of the build. So the CPU, the Intel i3, cost me 500 Rand. You can buy them new. This is a 12th gen. You can buy them new for about 2,000 to 2,500. The motherboard cost me 1,000 Rand. The RAM kit cost me 1,000 Rand, second hand. Power supply, second hand, cost 300 Rand. The SSD actually came in a build. You can find the 1 terabyte SSDs, and they go for $8.99. They're on special at i3-12100f at the moment. The fans cost me 500 Rand for the graphics card. The Super, you can find them for cheap at the moment, so anything from 2,000 Rand all up to 3,000 Rand. This one cost me 3,000 Rand for the 1660 Super, and the case you can buy it new for 699 Rand at i3-12100f. They are on clearance at the moment. I did actually get this case for free. It came in another build, which I upgraded. So total cost of the build, 7,698 Rand. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and we will catch you in the next video. Like, subscribe. If you got any insight that you'd like to add to this video, feel free to leave it down below in the comments.